It is December 17th, 2024. This is the SOS show with James Lott Jr. I'm James Lott Jr., the super organizer. We're here to help. It is my 15-year anniversary as a professional organizer. That's a major milestone as we're heading towards 10 years of doing this show. I just hit 10 years of being a blogger last week, and now almost 11 coming up, and now 15 years. I'm an old timer now, I mean, compared to most people. I mean, I've been in business a long time. And I want to do my thanks and gratitude. That's just to every single client that's ever hired me, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, whether we are talking or not talking, whether I had to fire you or not, doesn't matter. You're all part of my journey as a professional organizer in this business. Um, I I started from scratch at 40 years old. Started from scratch and did not know what I was doing. Took some small business courses at Cal State LA. Took my own experience as running stores and things and working in other fields, and my experiences, organizing and also networking, taking classes, the whole thing. I just I have had such a journey on this doing this organizing stuff. I mentioned on the show last week that because I have ventured out now. I mean, I have a small mini empire with this show, of course. My social media pages. I have 2 books out and more coming. Organizing books out and more coming. I have apparel. I have a. I mean, I've grown this. I have a blog. I've grown this just from an idea and a dream and a book called Organizing from the Inside Out by Julie Morgenstern that it fell into my lap literally, and I read that and I thought, oh, this is a business. And I really I said this a little bit last time, but I didn't have a chance to really say it. I'm gonna say it more. I'm gonna elaborate more on it now. I was telling some friends of mine who are actually around this. They say they're in their 40s or late, about to turn 40, and they're going through their own kind of midlife situations. And I feel for them because I've been there. We think we're all there at some point. We all just kind of get there at some point. And I was really searching for something that I'd be passionate about, something that I would want to talk about even on my off time, something I want to talk about on the weekends and the weekdays. And I always, and in some of the industries I was in, I could talk to them about some stuff, but it wasn't my passion. And I felt envious when they would talk about it with such emotion and they loved it. And they would just, for hours, talk about insurance or talk about merchandising. Right? I'm just like, this is not my passion. This is not what I want to do the rest of my life. I found it. The last 15 years, I found it. I did not know when I started in 2009, early 2009, that this industry was still growing. I've met a lot of people who started around 2008, 2009, 2010. It's kind of funny. There's a bunch of us who are on the between, we're past 10 years, heading towards 20. There's a bunch, but not yet 20. There's a bunch of us. And I know some of you guys out there, and you've been on my shows, and we talked about it. There's something when you pass your first decade, there's something, it's like we're teenagers, we're 15. I'm 15, I'm a teenager. There's something different. Because now I'm heading towards 20. 5 more years, I'll be 20. And 5 more years, I'll be 60. So like I'll be 60 and I'll be 20 years in this business. And now it's like, what does that mean? And so for me, I've been trying to, before the pandemic happened, remember, we had a pandemic in the middle of all this. I had a tax situation that went crazy with an accountant. I almost left the business, quit it. And then at one point, then I had personal tragedies. Then I had my Bell's palsy. Then I had my family situation last year where I had to be a caregiver and I couldn't work. Then, pandemic, a lot of stuff's happened. This year I am feast. I have all my clients are wonderful. They keep me busy. I am busier and busy bee. But before the pandemic, also I was doing a lot of teaching, and I was starting to get into whole. I mean, that is funny when you start to get older and your business gets older. Because I don't have employees. It was like, okay, now I'm thinking about the next 10, 20 years. Do I want to be a physical organizer at 70? 70 is 15 years away from me. Or at 65 in 10 years. Or do I want to be a teacher, instructor? I mean, I'm doing more of that stuff and I want to be more. I do want to go into that more. I love speaking engagements like that. So, and I'm doing them. I'm doing speaking engagements, and people are hiring me and stuff. It's great. But I'm just like, it's. But then sometimes physically organizing, I kind of like it with certain clients because I get my hands in there, and it's a physical thing. Keeps me moving. Keeps my brain moving. Keeps me moving. It's like that too. But I can tell I'm getting older, and certain parts are just not the way they used to was. So it's kind of it is. But it's funny. I'm thinking if I start this business in my 20s or 30s, it'd be a whole different story because I started later and then I'm entering life later. You really start thinking at this time, just anyway, you start thinking, okay, well, I'm gonna see less years than more if life, God willing. But like, what does this business look like? And then do I leave it to somebody if something happens to me? There's that too possibility. I could drop dead tomorrow. Who gets it? Like who wants it? I mean, it's just fall apart and that's it. So I mean, there's been things this last year I've been thinking about as a long timer. I was at a job site and another organizer who was also there recognized me for my work. There's that. I'm getting lots of write-ups and I'm doing a lot of advice work, Better Homes and Gardens and Women's Day and apartment therapy and the Source and Forbes. I mean, they're asking for my opinion. So I mean, I'm an organizing product. So I'm doing that too. Thank you, Stacey Barker, my girl. It's just like there's so much. I have something and I love doing the show. I want to continue doing the show. I want to continue having people on the show. I want to continue with this. This is one of the longest running, because it is, organizing shows out there. And I never, and again, going back to that 2009, when I learned how this business kind of started in the 80s. So I'd only been like barely, well, about 20 years old, 25 years old by the time I started. And some people didn't know who we were. They didn't know it wasn't. I've watched the industry explode since then in the last 15 years. That's one of the things that I am very happy about. I like to think I'm part of that because I know for me, I'm bringing organizing in a way to people that have no idea and would not even see it normally. Because I do television. Because once I added my other live television situation to this, it broadened my reach. So for a lot of people out there, I am the organizer they know. Besides, maybe besides Peter Walsh, if they know him, or Matt Paxton or Hoarders. Like I'm up there. I'm with Dorothy, organizer on them. We're all on TV. My girl Geraldine Thomas. We're all on TV. We're on special things that people kind of know about. So it's kind of interesting because I know all of them. I've met all of them. I love all of them. They're all amazing people. We all love each other. But it's kind of weird. I never thought I would ascend. I started. I thought I'm gonna do my business. I carved out a niche for myself. I'm gonna work over here, and just because I have the TV and it kind of exploded, that people knew who I am. That I am considered, and I'm humbled by that. I'm considered an expert in our industry. I don't have imposter syndrome. I don't. I never have in my life. So, but maybe I would tell you, as a kid, I was very confident. I feel like I deserve it. I feel like I worked very, very hard to get here. But I also do know part of it is I think there's one other black male organizer out there. We briefly met online, but have not seen or talked to each other. I didn't even tell you their name. So sad. I wish I did know their name. Um, but I have not met any others. Men are There are more men coming into it, but men are the minority in this industry. Is mostly women. And I've always respected that space. I have no problem with that. I'm like, that's fine. I used to be a nurse, and when I entered nursing 30 years ago, it was mostly women. So I totally get that. I've learned a lot from my women in this business. Smart, funny, compassionate women. So I have no problem with that either at all. I mean, I'm like, okay, good. Let's do this. Um, but I know that that's part. I'm this big old black man, 6 foot, 300 pound black man, has a big mouth and talks with celebrities, but also promotes organizing. So I know that part of that has elevated me up too over the last 15 years. Didn't expect that either. I had no idea where this business was going to go. I had no idea. No idea. I thought entrepreneurship was for other people, for those people over there, like other people. I thought to get a job, work it, then you're done. Then you go on vacation. But then you go on I was almost said hiatus. That's my other life. You go on retirement and then you live your life, right? Um no, it's very different. And this is I could do this for the rest of my life if I have my health. The organizing world has opened up, it's so vast. You can find your way in here and do something that's very different than anybody else. Um, and there's other things I can do. I don't have to physically organize anymore either. There's virtual organizing, teaching. Like I can do other stuff. So I'm finding that the pandemic taught us that. Um, so I'm like, okay, I can do this. I'm like, okay, I can. This is something that can happen for a long time. So it's just very interesting that I was like, this is yeah, very interesting. I had no clue. I had no vision of where I'd be in 10 years or 15 years, even 5 years. People are like, James, like, what, like, I said, what are you being five? I had no, even right now, I have no idea. I have some ideas of some things I want to do. I'm an ideas man. I got 10,000 ideas. I write them down all the time. I got notepads everywhere. I write everything. But I'm saying, actually seeing where I'm going to be, that's kind of exciting, though. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with not knowing because I'm open to everything. So, last 15 years, I've had so many opportunities come. Like my partnership with Michaels, I wish I could have that again. I wish they're not doing it anymore, but I wish I could because I loved it there. Um, and other partnerships I had Westwood One. I had the Christmas show, organizing Christmas show at AfterBuzz TV, that's gone too. A lot of things are gone, so that's why I can't do anymore. But I've had so many opportunities that others haven't had. I was working with Fremantle North America for my own show at one point, and it almost happened. So I mean, it's just I've turned down things. I wish I could tell you about one day when the book comes out. I've written books. I have organizing songs that I put out. Like I've been able to be really creative in what an organizer can look like, literally, figuratively, but also just in terms of what we put out. I'm watching a lot of my fellow organizers, the ones who are really they're doing videos, and the videos are like fun, innovative videos, different types of videos. I'm seeing them speak to their audiences. I'm seeing them do lives. And I love it. My wish as I end this episode, as we go, as this is part of the year 10 episodes of the show, which next year will be 10 years. Um, I wish for all organizers to think outside the box. Um, you have an idea about something, try it. Why not? Um, there's no one way to grow your business. There's no one, people will tell you there is, but there isn't. There's no one way to do anything. You're in charge. You do whatever you want. Within reason, obviously, right? But I feel like people need to look at everything as an opportunity for your business to grow, no matter where you are. You could be in a small town or a big city. Don't let that stop you either from being creative. Um, Try to meet yourself where you are and challenge yourself at the same time. I know that some people are like, I'm very shy. I get that. Well, there's other things you can do to think outside the box. Maybe it's not you. Maybe it's a friend of yours who's very outgoing, represents your business. Maybe it's in a video. Maybe it's just you filming stuff and you're not in the video. Um, but you do some voiceover. Like I teach also how to do that. So you can come to me and if you need help, I teach people how to do that. I have classes. But to me it's like just you can cater things to you. Right? To you. So I wish that for everybody. I want everybody to have success. We all win when we all win, my friend says. And I think that's so true. And they need us. There are so many people out there in the world, but also in America where I live, that need our assistance. They need our help. They do. They really do. So let's help them. Let's get the hell. Let's do it. I'm James, I'm Junior Super Organizer. Happy 15 years to me. And I'm smiling because I can't believe it's been 15 years, and I don't know what that fully means, but I'm going to accept it. And thank you for anyone who has had a hand in my success and growth and or growth in this business. I love you all. Talk to you next time.